We live? We good? Yeah, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Welcome, Jason, for another unboxing video. Also, I probably should make sure you know, I could have sworn I turned down notifications. I guess I didn't. Also, help if my little dots actually did things when I clicked on them. That'd be great. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Can you hear me, Jason? We good? If you're still here, anyways. Hey, Ellis, how's it going? Double checking my phone, but sometimes I worry about the audio coming through correctly. God bless it, Peacock. All right, there's sound. We good? All right, cool. Never mind. We don't need this anymore. Get out of your phone. Also, I was just saying, buddy was just sending me pictures. I guess there's new RoboCop figures, and I'm excited. Hey, Tanjiro. All right, so what we got here today? Recently went to a local toy shop around here. I seen they posted they had some Star Wars dolls, so I picked up the ones I didn't have, which was all of them, but only three. So, fun thing for Black Friday, he gave me one for free. Or small business Small Business Saturday, I think is the official thing. Yeah, the one it's RoboCop in a chair, and I need it. I'm definitely gonna have to also try to get a hold of an Ed, I guess now. I keep skipping on it, but I don't think he's that expensive to get a hold of still. So here's hoping. I'm gonna probably after the stream go hop on eBay and see if I can get a hold of one. Yep, happy Thanksgiving. Mine was good. Got a lot of food. Always like food. Then I went to work. Work also gave us food, so that was cool. Always appreciate that too. Yeah, I gotta get one. I almost like I've seen them repeatedly, and I'm like every time I almost buy one, and then I was just like, eh. Yeah, and hell, I think I've seen it actually cheaper. Like I think I saw one at FYE one time for like $50, and dumbass me still skipped out on it. I got an X Plus Legion. Problem is, it's not the large monster series one like you're probably thinking. What we have here, and there's a reason I got it, and I'm hesitant currently, but we'll see. This is the old X Plus. This was the original X Plus Legion that came out. God knows when. I might have a year on this box. I want to say it was like It was like somewhere in the 2000s. It just says 99. That don't help me. I don't think it's that old. I'm probably not getting the bootleg just because the way things are currently. I've had really bad time trying to get stuff shipped from China. So, like, I tried to get a hold of that Ready Player One Mecha Godzilla, and that went horribly. So I don't have one. Lost my train of thought. Oh, but anyways, I wanted this. This actually was payment for a commission or one that I'm going to be doing, which we'll have a video here. X Plus is an X Plus. Actually, the reason I got it is because I think it'll scale really well with the Monster Arts, and that's because we didn't really get like there's no Monster Arts Legion, right? And the Bandai vinyl is too small. Revoltech's definitely too small. This guy, I think, will be a good size comparison. And I kind of want to articulate it. My wife's seen it and doesn't want me to do it anymore because she's like, it's gorgeous the way it is. Why would you want to chop it up and make it all posables, you know? But this is payment for me doing a Bandai vinyl one like that. So we're going to be doing a fully articulated Bandai vinyl to work with the Monster Arts, which will scale pretty well. But I think this one would be better, which is kind of what I want to do. But again, this guy's payment for doing that job. Like this is currently paying for the joints and part of what I'm going to be doing for that. So anyways, I guess we'll just start getting into it. Nope, never got the Ready Player One. I tried. Didn't happen. Yeah, it'd be an awesome, like this thing would be gargantuan. It'd probably be the most impressive thing I've maybe put together next to the Guyver. The Guyver figure, I still say, was probably the most time consuming and required a lot of knowledge and a lot of investment and stuff in order to get him to work because he has lights. I used resin, we used epoxy putty. He has all the bells and whistles. Legion, on the other hand, would just be the joints. It'd just be an upscaled version of the Zilla that I did. But I can't use those joints for certain things. So I already got everything set aside to do the Bandai vinyl. This, I would think, would be mostly the same things in terms of the joints, but I'm not 100%. But we're gonna crack into it. Sadly, I forgot to grab the 96 Gamera, but I thankfully have the 95 here, which is, I think they're about the same size. So when we get them out of the box, we'll see how well she's going to be doing. So, anyways, how's everybody else doing? Is your Monday? It's Monday, right? I'm losing track of time already. I got tomorrow off, so I'm excited. This is actually supposed to be here tomorrow, is what I was told. So I'm pretty pumped that it's here today. So one weird thing is sometimes when you see this gal, she's actually quite pricey. But found one on eBay. The box is kind of banged up, but it's still fully hooked up in there. So I'm hoping that that's the case and everything's true. I wish I could sleep in. I spend half my days off waking up still early, and it makes me sad. Yeah, there we go. All right, so she's free from there. I'm going to take all the little snippy snips, and we're just going to pop everything out this way. Although I grabbed my crappy ones because they're crappy, so I don't worry about damaging them. One thing, too, is if you guys are interested, because I know and I appreciate everybody that's over up on our Patreon, but I tend to share, like, especially if I'm doing stuff like this, I usually show off all the progress that I do for those figures over up there. So some of the stuff I'll end up sharing on Facebook, but usually the Patreons get to see a little bit more of the stuff going on. Like, I just wrapped up a bug on, and I haven't even fully showed off that thing on my Instagram yet. And that's what I'm doing tomorrow, hopefully, is I got to take pictures and stuff. Heck, I was like, my sleeping in early is like the other day I was up at 3 a.m. That sucked. Thankfully, I fell back to sleep eventually. But I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. So I was like, I guess I'll go watch some videos. I think, there's a back leg. Almost there. I was actually thinking about doing Tremors. I like Tremors. At least most of them, I think, are fine. We actually, I can't go over specifics currently because I just finished watching it, but we actually got contacted by a guy that made a movie and is getting it distributed and wanted us to do a review. So we're going to probably be doing that one. And I actually have to get back a hold of them because I kind of want to see if I can use like some of the film footage in the reviews, but we'll see how it goes. But it's being distributed by the same guys that do like the Rygo movies. So that'll be interesting. And the medic boy, how's it going? But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing Tremors eventually. Like, we pretty much wrapped up the Turtles for the most part, doing the re-reviews there. So we'll probably try to get some new stuff out here in the near future. It's just been kind of hard lately. Oh, this thing's pretty. So, okay, in the box, it made it look like it stood up more, but it looks to me, it's kind of like the Bandai vinyl. So, yeah. So the back part will rest on the table, and then you have like the grasshopper legs that are kind of posable. Because, okay, so that actually works really well. Because my concern is articulating this thing and how I was going to be doing the Bandai vinyl. How's it going back? Is I was going to keep it kind of like a base at the bottom, but it would be articulated starting at this section here. So like this would be able to go side to side, and then you'd have movement at the waist so she can go back and forth. And then maybe a little bit of movement like at the legs, so you could kind of adjust a couple things for posability wise. But it wouldn't like the back legs don't really need to move. It's just like this needs to be posable, and then all your weight because you're gonna have to use epoxy putty and stuff, so it's gonna keep it heavy. This will keep it level, and looks like I'd be able to do that pretty successfully. Actually, probably be easier to do on this than on the Bandai vinyl. So my wife might be getting mad at me. Well, the people asked nicely, so we'll watch it. I watched it all. I guess as a little teaser, I didn't mind it. I know I got to kind of figure out my wording for it, but it was a fun watch still. Like you could definitely tell the people had a lot of fun with it, and the effects, even though they're low budget and what have you, it works. It's not like the Ryga versus Ryga where the effects are like so oversaturated in the movie that it makes it like hard to watch. It's kept in like it's still used, but it's not taking away from the movie. I guess is the best way I can say it. It's a kaiju sled, pretty much. All right, so oh, can I pop this stuff in without a hair dryer? Oh, I don't think I can. That's one thing I didn't grab before the video. Some way to heat it up. Only one. Only ordered one Hedora. The only reason I would ever grab an extra one is if we were planning on smashing. I'm really sad. We're streaming, so I can't get I can't get up and just walk away. Hot water would work too. I'll probably hair dry. All right. Well, I can kind of get the gist, so I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit, just so you guys can kind of get a feel, just like I'm trying. Oh, yeah, that works really well. It's just get some hot AMS or whatever it is action. That looks like that scale really well. I'm not sure. Say if you guys agree. You imagine I'm gonna get about like about half an inch, a little less. So she'll be looking at them a little bit more eye to eye, but I think that actually works really well in terms of size. Like she's got enough heft over top. I'm digging that. I'm digging that a lot actually. I'll probably do a review before I decide to chop it up or whatever I'm going to be doing with her. Because I'm kind of thinking I might just leave it alone. It could just hang out on the shelf next to the 96 Gamera, and I'd be fine with that because at least I have something that scales with it. But it'd be fun to pose it. My only thing looking at it, I guess looking at it a little more now, is I'd be putting the ball joints here, but I would need the big ones for doing this one because I would probably want to just remove this little knuckle here permanently. Like it would just be the blade here and here, and then that would be my joints and would take over this section here. Then I would also need them right there. So I would need a crap ton of them, which would get very expensive very quickly. That could be easy to do. Like I pretty much have. Oh, it rotates. It's an X Plus with pulsability. What is this hot nonsense? Because you're gonna get a waist swivel. I get a head. The arm, the little things are gonna be able. You know what? I might not even bother. I think to me it might be just a little bit too much work to do this, and I think it looks pretty good already. Because even like it's got some leg movement, so you get enough play with it. Yeah, I think I'll probably leave it alone, especially since I already got quite a bit of customs I got to do myself. That's kind of the thing where I'm hung up with is if I do want to make it posable, at least for something like this, I kind of want to go all out, but the way the head's molded, like the little membrane, the mouth, I guess I'll call it, here is all molded in. And it goes like right under the eye. So I would have to cut that all out, re-sculpt all that, and then make a new mouth so that you can move it. And then at that point, I'm almost better off just doing the head. That would actually probably be easier though. But I would have to re-sculpt the front section here too, which would be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Thankfully, if I cut this, I imagine this is hollow, so I can actually kind of leave that alone. If I was doing that. Although with this Legion, the way the neck is, I'd probably want two joints here. One here and one down towards the base. Because they're articulated, I would have to cut all this out for the skin, which would be the easiest thing to detail. Which would make it easy. But I would put because what I would use here is an action figure waist. So take like I was planning on using actually one of the extra Godzillas I got laying around, but it's actually I think it's too thin. Looking at it, because I was gonna kind of just line up the waist, so then it just kind of have the same movement as like a NECA Godzilla, but I would just Dremel it down so you'd have a little bit more play with it. But I'd have to take all this off and kind of resculpt it for that to work. And then I'd essentially have to do the same thing for the waist here and make it all match. And to be honest, I think that works for what I want. I think it's fine without it being articulated. So I think my wife wins. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But super sweet. Definitely have a video. She'll be getting her own review. I do actually. I got one in the works. I'm trying to get a hold of that one. I will 100% do because it's already broken to begin with. But I got a lead on the iris from the same line, so it'll scale pretty well with the Monstars. And because one of the wings is, or not the wings, the tentacles is damaged on it, I don't mind opposing it all. Like, you give me a broken figure, I'll mess around with it for days. Just like the Bagan, it was a broken destroyer somebody sent me, and so I have no sympathies in what I do to the thing. This thing was mint from the package, and I kind of like it way more than I thought it was good, to be honest. Because with some of the old X Pluses, even the paint, sometimes the paint jobs on them aren't even could be better. Hers is pretty good. Like the grit and the frost. And because I'm already going to be doing one anyways, I think I'm going to end up leaving her alone. All right, I guess we'll open up the Star Wars stuff if I can remember where I put my knife at. Somewhere down here. Start with Return of the Jedi Luke. It comes with a lightsaber. Cool. I was concerned a little bit. One thing that's cool is it actually has the bone. I don't know what you would need it for because there's not a Rancor remotely in the same scale. I don't know if they made a Rancor that big, period, like any company. Like, that thing would be huge. Probably need like at least a 36-inch. So to be about a 3-foot tall Rancor. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I've seen there was somebody that did one, but God, the price, I could only imagine. Like, people think the Hasbro one's expensive. Personally, I still think that one's actually a pretty solid deal the way it sits. So, right? Should you can have it. Be honest, the cat would probably get more enjoyment out of it than anything. Fun thing, it's weird. Come with a lightsaber. Actually, I was gonna say the Necrocon could probably hold it. Monstar's one, on the other hand, man, this is in there. So cut loose. I don't want to break the lightsaber. That's the last thing I need. It's a really really light green. Does it glow in the dark? Is that a thing? It glows in the dark. I was gonna say it kind of has the same look to it. That's exciting. Now I'm gonna get scared whenever I leave because it's just got this like random little glowing thing hanging out on the shelf. But I think now I have a Luke from each, at least each film. Now I didn't have a Return of the Jedi Luke. I had the Dagobah, I have Tatooine, and the Pilot. And this is my first return. I almost got a Hoth one because he came with the Wampa, but the Wampa that I've seen wasn't the best looking one. You could definitely tell he wasn't really kept very well, which I think was probably from the same lot that I got the Jar Jar from. I think you guys remember. If any of you guys actually have seen the video, but when we unboxed the Jar Jar Binks, and his outfit was like literally like deteriorating. Thankfully, he's not that expensive, so that's cool. Get some of the stuff off, but here's Luke. One thing I really liked about these guys is I actually think the head sculpts on were pretty solid. His outfit's almost on the brown side though, which is a little weird. It's got a little bit of fluffs here and there. But he's got the black glove. Weird position. Bone actually doesn't look too bad. Detail's a little odd. Maybe a little bit better. This has definitely got like patches, which is a little weird. At the moment, no. I haven't gotten any of them. I tried to get a hold of the Godzilla, but he sold out everywhere. And I really don't want to pay the extra prices for him, so I haven't gotten them yet. I might keep an eye out for him. Still. Ooh. Cutting into my phone. Skullcrawler. Warbat be sweet, Skullcrawler be better. I mean, because we already got the con. Well, to be honest, the con matches that movie. So you'd almost be better off with the Warbat because Con fought it in the film. But I like Skullcrawler better. Warbat be a cool figure to see though, because the way the tails. I changed my mind. Warbat. We'll go Warbat. He does not hold that bone at all. The black glove kind of hold it better, but his thumb kind of flexes in a weird way. So I think we're just gonna keep the lightsaber. This can just kind of hang on the shelf, but overall not too bad. If anything, my biggest gripe is that his outfit's a little brown, and I don't remember it being brown in the movie. I thought it was just all black all the time, so it looks a little weird. But you can hang out down here. Yes, I think the one I was the most excited about was Ponda Baba. It would be big. I think to be honest, the main reason I think they didn't really make one was because you couldn't retool it really to get a bunch to really get their money back for it. Because if they would have made it, it would have just been the one Ghidorah we would have gotten, and that probably would have been it, right? Well, with Godzilla, you got like regular Godzilla, you got poster Godzilla, you got burning Godzilla, whatever else they want to do, Mothra, you got two different forms, Rodan. I think we only really got the one, which makes sense. But with the smaller figures, you're not really getting that. There's not as much into that initial investment. while the Ghidorah would have been expensive to make to begin with, and then kind of in the same boat as Rodan, where there isn't really that much you could do with them. So that's why I think they stayed away from that. Well, it's kind of like why for the Pacific Rim figures we never got a Slitern, because of just how, like, with the tentacle tails and everything, it probably would just cost too much to make. And again, couldn't really do much with it. Because even Otachi, like, we got two versions of that one because he flew in the movie, so of course we had to get another figure that was flying. Now, my one concern thing when I bought this is that his elbow's detached right off the get go. And it looks like it's mainly. I bought for Showcase Daikaiju before. I do like them. Because I buy from them, like when I go to G Fest, I get stuff from them too. They're pretty reasonably priced for the most part. It's just the one thing I have in particular. If you get them from Japan, you're paying like I could get it from Japan. It's shipped to my house cheaper than what I'm paying for Showcase, and then I still have to ship it. So they're kind of like my last resort, but they're reliable. Be honest, I was kind of hoping that they would pop up Mandrake because I can get them pre-owned then. Really the same prices. Monstars Muto would be fan freaking tastic still. Weird. Oh, you know what just occurred to me? This is because he loses the arm with the lightsaber. So they give you the option. I was not putting two and two together. I'm like, man, they must have did that just so we could, because of the pose that they did in the box. It all makes sense now. Ooh, actually, I'm looking at him. He's actually got a lot of detailing for his head with the coloring. That's kind of cool. A little all over the place, but that's kind of neat. It's got like little lines. It's got like some black lines hanging out in there. I like how his jacket too looks like Star Lord's. It's like the original Star Lord. Oh, it's also stitched to his outfit. That's weird. Huh. Interesting. Thankfully, it's not deteriorating. That's the one thing I was kind of concerned because it's like the fake leather. So if he isn't kept very well, this could start cracking. Doing a little, but not nothing major. Yeah, some of the stuff's good. Like I mean, for like the newer stuff, it could be a little bit pricey. Because even oh, what the heck did I order from them? But it was like if you pick it up from them, it was like about $30 what I was buying. But if you import it, it was like 15, and then you spend probably 10 ish shipping it over here, depending on what you're using. And usually, if I'm buying stuff, I usually just buy a couple of things to make it a little more worth my while. But some of their older stuff's usually they're pretty spot on with the prices, and sometimes even better. Because they're the ones that I finished my Monster Island sets. Because they had, I got Destroyer for a really good price from them. So how does that work? So I see a hole. This looks like it just pegs in, if I imagine. Maybe. Oh, it's pretty loose fit. Okay, that makes sense. Then you just kind of Velcro this over top of his hand. That doesn't look strange at all. Play around with it a little more. Still got the elbow bend. Oh, that didn't last very long though. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Pretty sweet. I like that the arm comes off. That's kind of cool. Now I'm kind of debating on just having to stand. I don't have. Oh, I had to look up. I was like, do I have an Obi-Wan? I think I have an Obi-Wan. I don't see him on the shelf though. Maybe he accidentally fell. Debatable. Debating on that one. It's interesting though. Yeah, like I said, the new stuff it gets a bit pricey, which is mainly what I'm looking for. Most of the old stuff, I kind of have everything or most stuff that I would want, outside of like a few things here and there, which have been getting new releases anyways. Like for instance, didn't have a Megalon, zero Megalons, but we just got the newest one, which that was a fun one because I couldn't get a hold of one because I got on a Hobby Link Japan and then went instantly the back order after I ordered it, so that was cool. And then so I was like, oh screw it, I'll get on Big Bad. Big Bad I think was $30 to get a hold of it. And then eventually it showed up. And so I got it for it was like a little over $20 after shipping. So he saved getting it imported. But then again, like I mentioned with like Showcase, like their older stuff is usually pretty well reasonably priced. Sometimes their X Pluses could be a little pricey. But then again, it's still they're usually cheaper than eBay, so can't really knock them. I still need to get the Black Series Grievous. I try to stick away from because the reason why I buy these guys is they're fairly inexpensive to get into, and it gets me like my older figures or older characters, I should say. Black Series, I've been trying to stick with just new things. So outside of like a few people here and there, it's pretty much just been Mandalorian, and I'm slow the new movies, and a couple older characters like I got Admiral Akbar and stuff. God, I wish I'd been working out. Nope, still got big old belly down here. No, but I scared the crap out of my cat the other day. He didn't appreciate it. Me and Jessica were in bed, and she was messing around with them, and everything looked super serious. So I jumped at the cat. The cat, it's pretty good. So this guy I got for free. He was loose. Oddly though, he's loose, but the plastic's still covering his little plate here to protect it. So that's odd. But the cool thing is, even though this guy was loose, like the white's still really good on him for the armor. I'm not really noticing any yellowing. And also, it has the missile, which sometimes is missing. Ooh, just started. It's a rough line to like just kind of hop into and then try to backtrack. I don't envy him. Unless you plan on sticking with like new figures or new-ish figures, then it's not so bad. Because at that point, like I'd almost say sometimes I feel like X Plus is the easier line to get into if you want like high-end Godzilla figures, but it's not the most like bang for your buck. Getting older figures isn't as bad. Fire the missile. Don't have to tell me twice. I think it's this little guy up here. Or so I thought. It's been a minute. Where's the button? Hand it over, Mr. AT-AT. Could have sworn it was the top. Because I don't think it's the side here. Thought it was like a little lever up here. The camera's up there. We're good. Where is the button? I don't see it. Heh. Well, I'm stumped. I could have sworn, like on one of the other figures, it was like a little lever action on the top here. Or maybe it was. It's this thing. So you push down on this. Yeah. It's not that impressive. Hold up. Ain't hurting nobody. Yeah, they can be rough, especially a lot of, like with like a lot of the bigger kaiju's in the older lines. Definitely get a lot more pricey. I've been kind of wanting to get that set only because I really need Gamera the Brave on DVD in some kind of video form because I don't have that movie. I have every other Gamera movie. I even got like the Hazy Gameras on Blu-ray and stuff, but don't have Gamera the Brave. Yeah, this guy's sweet. I'm really digging him. Like even the coloring and the detailing on the armor looks really good on this. It's one thing with like the 12-inch ones, like the troopers are really cool looking. I'd say the helmets are a little big, but I think that's kind of the charm with these guys. And the guns, oh, fairly generic. Still, for the time period, definitely aren't bad. Because these guys were, oh, late 90s. Yeah, this one's 1998. This guy came out with for Honda. Oh, Obi-Wan had a glowing lightsaber too. Oh, the loot came with the tentacle? What? I need. So best thing I opened, definitely the Legion. I just wish I had my hair dryer. I guess maybe after the live stream, I'll post some pictures once I get the heat gun on it. So I definitely want to see how this thing's next to the 96. But I'll have to take it upstairs. Yeah, the last copyright on this is 99. This can't be that old. So I'm pretty sure X Plus was not around back then. Granted, they did 98, but that figured the old 98. Yeah, Space Godzilla could suck. You can find it cheaper, but it's not the easiest. Con Roars. I'm gonna be honest. This might sound bad, but there's a difference between the two. I think it's a little deeper in GVK, right? If I had to pick, probably off the top of my head, I'd probably say Skull Island. To be honest, I thought he was gonna be more money for the Hedora because, like, when I initially saw the figure, I'm like, okay, that looks like about $100. But then they showed, like, you get the tadpole, he gets his own little stand. You get the flying form, that gets his own little stand. Plus, you get it. So you're only missing one form, which is the landfall. And at that point, I don't think 200 is really all that bad because at least he comes with stuff. And his stuff comes with stuff because one of my biggest gripes was like that Destroyer set that we got, which was sweet, but didn't come with like the figures didn't come with the proper things to work with them though. While with Hedora, like the flying form gets a flying thing, you get the pool of sludge to put your tadpole in if you don't want him floating. He fits on the stand. Like I think it $200, I think it's pretty reasonable. It's better than paying $95 for a Godzilla with no beam. If I had to pick, anyways. I need the cat on the staircase. That's what I need. Oh, could it come with a psychedelic chick girl? That'd be cool. I would have bought that. Yeah, I don't know why they just don't give you the same beam with every Godzilla. Like they when they made a beam, doesn't cost them anything to produce. Well, to prototype it, I guess. just the whatever the production cost would be to add to it, I think it's pretty reasonable. Like, making beams myself. Once you make the beam, it's not so bad. So I don't see why they couldn't just add it to the package, especially if they're going to bump it up a little bit. Oh yeah, he's on his way. I got the guy again. Be honest, I might be selling my old guy again to let this one take over because I don't really need two Final Wars Gigans. Only benefit to having the two is one I can have with the chain. Said that maybe I will keep it. Yeah, it could be, but like with how many beams they've done, for the most part, like if you do any show a Godzilla, they have the beam that they used with the Emergence one would work with pretty much all of them. Or you could also use the legendary one if you wanted to repack that one. That would work with quite a few of them too, just because it's not perfect, but it would work. Any of the legendaries ones, they made a beam that could have came with all of them. Heisei, again, they made a beam, could work with all of them. So it's like, I don't understand. The only one you really have to change is Millenniums. But even then, like the 2004 Godzilla, like the Heisei beam would still work. Wouldn't be the greatest, but it'd still work. Us having a bunch of like people get annoyed, like, oh, I got like 20 of the same beam. Why do you need 20? They probably think because a lot of people usually just buy them all that they have beams just from other figures that they could use, so they don't need to include them with the other figures, which is a little lazy, but hey, Ultra Iron God Kaiju. I can't talk today. I've been up since 3 this morning and only have had one energy drink, but I've had a lot of Mountain Dew, so I should be like wide awake. Right? It's just like every Godzilla, maybe I just want about each of my Godzilla shooting beams in different directions. You just have them going up and down and all the ways around. But anyways, I think I'm going to call it good here. I'm going to go try to assemble this Legion. Probably get a picture in to see how good it is with the 96. And then probably sit down tomorrow and do the review. But yeah, pretty excited for this thing overall. I was expecting to repaint this thing and everything, but it's pretty good. It's pretty freaking good, especially for how old it is. Oh, Arnez, you're close. Your second A should be an E, and then you'd be down. Yeah, you're kind of wrapping up. Unbox the Mother Legion here, which overall pretty sweet figure. Just gotta heat it up, but it's actually weird because it's like Bandai Vinyl posable, but it's an X plus. Like the head rotates. It's odd. But anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys that keep up the day with channel and donate. We greatly appreciate it. And also got an Etsy shop, which I'm currently majority-wise sold out of everything, which I didn't think was going to happen. I think I have like one beam left and some Super X's. That's about it. Or Mega Ys, my bad. But I'll have some more in the near future. I gotta do some more prints in the morning so I can have the Heisei beams back up. I got legendary beams currently done, so they'll be up there. Anyways, see you guys. Bye bye. And boops.